Too often organizations are estimating 20 or 30% of their traffic is from bots. And then we go in line and we look, and closer 70, 80, 95%, sometimes as high as 99% of all their traffic is from bots. That is jaw-dropping. Enterprises, they find that hard to believe. Even if you have zero fraud, hundreds of millions, even billions of transactions that are from bots, there are costs associated with that and that have nothing to do with fraud. Think about corporate metrics and how badly they're skewed and how bad decisions are being made based on these flawed metrics. How do you know if your marketing dollars are well spent if most of your traffic is from bots? The first step in tackling any bot problem is gaining visibility. The only way to do that is with what we call client-side signals. So we have a JavaScript that interrogates web and mobile browsers. We have an SDK that sits alongside the native app. And the point of the JavaScript and the SDK is to collect a bunch of signals to interrogate the environment, the device, collect behavioral biometrics, and send all that to an appliance that in real time makes a decision whether that transaction is good or bad. I think F5 stands out in the market because our client-side signals are extremely advanced, but also the ML we use in the back end, it's human supported. And I hear a lot of vendors talk about they're using AI and ML, but look, you need three things for a successful AI and ML program. You need copious amounts of data, which we have. You need the models, of course. But the third thing you have, and this is what most vendors overlook, is you need a lot of humans. You need people. Because right now, regardless of what anybody says, AI, ML is not ready to be blindly trusted making decisions to whether to mitigate a customer. You need humans to pour over all of those alerts and making sure they're not false positives, making sure they're not false negatives. So the humans are critically important, and F5 provides those. We call this service an outcome as a managed service. So if someone came up to me and asked, why F5 to solve my bot problem? I'd say, look, you want the most sophisticated, most effective countermeasure in place to protect your brand, your customers, your employees. And I guess you could deploy CAPTCHA and introduce that friction to your customers. The problem, though, is bad actors are using human click farms to get around CAPTCHA. So that's a speed bump. You could use a lesser expensive, less sophisticated countermeasure. The attackers are just going to retool and overcome that countermeasure. Eventually, after you've spent a lot of money on all those other countermeasures, burned a lot of time, sometimes months or years, you're gonna wind up using F5 that has a truly sophisticated countermeasure that can keep up with the attackers.